Praises to the Most High Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahushai, double honors to the elders and apostles of GMS who rule well. Shalom to the hopeful elect. Now, I saw this article, Melanin Cyborgs Pigment Breakthrough Enables Biocompatible Electronics. Researchers have put Eumelanin through an annealing process that significantly increases its ability to conduct electricity. And you have this question here, where do you think they get the melanin from? Before that, I'm just going to skip through the article real quick. The melanin pigment that covers our hair and eyes, called eumelanin, has also long been known to conduct electricity, which is, one of the reasons why, in spite of Esau saying so-called black people are stupid, their body conducts electricity a lot better than their so-called white counterparts. Because most of the body's bioprocesses is done electromagnetically. So obviously black people are going to be sharper, even though they like to say we're dumber. But when you look into the amount of things which have been invented, which help society move forward, you realize that Esau is only, invented things that actually destroy society, not build it up. Now, Italian researchers may have found a way to increase its potential by subtly modifying its structure. They did this by heating eumelanin in a vacuum, a process referred to as annealing, which I'm assuming is a form of distillation. Our process produced a billion-fold increase in electrical conductivity of eumelanin, said study senior authors Dr. Alessandro Pazzella of University of Naples, Federico II, and Dr. Paolo Tassini of Italian National Agency for New Technologies, Energy and Sustainable Economic Development. This makes possible the long-anticipated design of melanin-based electronics, which can be used for implanted devices due to the pigment's biocompatibility. So, if you really want to add two and two together, who knows whether or not this RFID chip has been coated in, eumelanin to make it conduct better with the body's biochemical processes. Now, if you look into, there's another research in another article referring or adding on to that other article. New study, melanin conducts enough electricity to enable implantable electronics. Now you see this woman with black eyes and black eyebrows, and we all know he is really a ginger and red devil. Eumelanin is a mildly conductive type of melanin that produces dark pigmentation in hair, eyes, and skin. Researchers have just found a way to boost its conductivity without adding foreign materials. Eumelanin may be useful as a coating for implanted devices the body won't reject. So what are these implanted devices that the body won't reject? I'll let you figure that out. We are electrical creatures. Defibrillators jumpstart us for one thing, and electricity plays a part in how we work down to a cellular level. Eumelanin, a dark pigment from which we get our eye, hair, and skin color, has been understood for nearly 50 years to conduct electricity. For almost as long, scientists have been looking for ways to take advantage of this trait, but eumelanin's conductivity has been too weak to serve any practical purposes beyond its biological role. Now you can see here they've learned how to refine it to make it more conductive. Now you need to think how these people extracted this so-called eumelanin from people. And then, I came across this other article, and it says in 1920 an English biochemist details how to extract melanin from quote-unquote black people. It was found that if the skin were soaked in boiling water, the outer layer, which contained practically all the pigment, could be readily removed by scraping. Now I don't know about you, but this could help explain Get Out and the numbers and figures of so-called black people and children being missing, being found dead with their organs missing, so on and so forth. William John Young, an English biochemist, wrote a report in 1920 titled The Extraction of Melanin from the Skin with Dilute Alkali, where he details step by step how to extract melanin from quote-unquote black people. If this knowledge was available and put into use in the 1920s, how much more sophisticated is the melanin extraction process now? People who continually downplay the significance of melanin seem to overlook the incredible efforts of European scientists to harvest, study, and utilize melanin. Again, for their biomechanical implants. It was found that if the skin were soaked in boiling water, the outer layer, which contained practically all of the pigment, could be readily removed by scraping this layer, which was about 200 grams, which to my calculations, 200 grams, an ounce is 28, say 10, probably about 8 ounces, was washed with alcohol and ether to remove grease and was boiled with 100 Celsius of sodium hydroxide for 1 hour under a reflux condenser. It was allowed to settle in a dark liquid, decanted and filtered. So they're just boiling it down, distilling it and filtering it to refine it. And this was in 1920, so they found a way to refine it even further. Who knows what they're going to be able to do within the next couple, I would say years, but I don't know if it's got that long. The process was repeated with successive portions of fresh alkali until now, after full extraction, there was only a small residue to the full clear filtrates. After cooling, hydrochloric acid was added to about, I don't know what that's symbolizes, whereby the melanin was thrown down as a dark brown precipitate. It was allowed to settle, the liquid siphoned off, and the precipitate repeatedly washed by decantation with hydrochloric acid. The clear washings were siphoned off as much as possible, and water and hydrochloric acid added to make the liquid to 500 Celsius of hydrochloric acid. So basically, he found a way, and you can read through all of this yourself. I'm not gonna go through all of this, but this is what this man's pretty much been doing. He's a friggin' mad scientist, mate. If you see here, this woman, this is in the UK, two-tinned St. George's Crown Maxine Clinic is up and running, and Afshan was one of the first people to get a vaccine this morning. And this morning is the 8th of December. A care home worker in Wimbledon, Ashan, said of the vaccine, "It's very important to protect myself, to protect the residents I work with and my family and anyone I meet outside in the shops and the street. It's a quick, painless jab. It doesn't take long. A quick trip to St. George's Hospital. It's been fantastic, doesn't hurt, and I highly recommend for anybody that's eligible for it." Find out about St. George's and their Crown Maxine Clinic via the link in their bio. Well, says only 2 comments, but who knows? They could be limited, the post. They could be limited. Oh, it's not gonna come up. Now you can see here these people are going full on ham, and this is just down the road from me. So let's just read this quick. This is a quote by a Dr. Greenberg, MD. As a retired physician, I can honestly say that unless you are in a serious accident, your best chance of living to a ripe old age is to avoid doctors and hospitals and learn about nutrition, herbal medicine, and other forms of natural medicine, unless you are fortunate enough to have a naturopathic physician available, which I'm assuming will be, a physician who bases their medicine on natural medicines. Almost all drugs are toxic and are designed only to treat symptoms and not to cure anyone. This is basically through the words of this man himself. This is another quote. I don't know who the hell this is, Shervin. One of these lines has security, free food, free medical, and free shelter. The other one has no guarantees, but is truly free. Now, what they really want to do is turn you into a damn product to take away, your ability to be independent and self-sustained, and turn you into a lab rat, basically. Because we can pretty much see from what this man's doing, he's been experimenting on, the Israelites and so-called quote-unquote black people since long before the 1920s. It just so happened that that's the date where they published those findings, even though, for them to publish those findings in 1920, they might have been doing it years prior, maybe even decades. Ecclesiasticus 10:20. Never trust thine enemy, for like as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness. Though he humble himself and go crouching, we love you, we want to help you by giving you this maxim first. Yet take good heed and beware of him, and thou shalt be unto him as if thou hast wiped a looking glass, and thou shalt know that his wrath have not been altogether wiped away. Setting not by thee, lest when he have overthrown thee, he stand up in thy face. Neither let him sit at thy right hand, lest he seek to take thy seat. And thou at the last remember my words, and be pricked therewith. Who will pity a charmer that is bitten with a serpent, or any such as come nigh wild beasts? This man is the beast man of the earth, man. You can't trust this man. This man is doing all kinds of experiments on you, and then sitting there, after they've destroyed your quote unquote communities. And that's even a joke, because these people have, set up damn prison complexes, on the outside, and force you into those living situations after basically sabotaging every effort that you've made to free yourself from his grasp. Then he turns around and says he wants to help you. These people didn't help the Flint, Michigan, or that that Grenfell Tower in the UK that burnt down. And when you did your research into that, they showed you how, a lot of the materials that they used in the building was actually flammable. It would help to spread fire. So anytime you really look and research into what this man is doing, it's something to destroy the earth. These men are just base, man. I saw one thing where and I probably should do something on that, where these people basically the inhabitants of the UK basically polluted the river Thames so much to the point where there was foul smelling gases coming up from it, to the point where these people had to put in stink pipes, to allow the excess of the gases and the smells to go above the building, so that these people would be able to get along with normal life. So he just basically destroys everything that he comes across. And what makes people trust these people, I have no clue, but I'm completely confused at this point. Job 13:4. But ye are forgers of lies, ye are all physicians of no value. Oh, that ye would altogether hold your peace, and it should be your wisdom. Hear now my reason, and hearken to the pleadings of my lips. Will ye speak wickedly for Yahweh, and talk deceitfully for him? So these people pretty much want to, put themselves in the place of the Most High. They want to basically use yourself against you. Probably going to quote that RFID and melanin and try and inject you with it. These are the same people who destroyed your communities and been experimenting on you, and now they want what's best for you. It makes no sense. It goes against common sense, basically, because these people don't have any level of common decency to them. You have all these bugged out people who are rolling around in a car in a friggin' mask. They're telling you need fresh air, but you got people walking around in a damn mask covering their face. And how is that even supposed to help you, get your respiratory system to the level where it's meant to work efficiently? It doesn't make any sense. How would eating genetically modified food help your body to be at its best and to run efficiently? And these people know how the body works. Clearly they know how the body works if they've done all these experiments that can tell you about the biochemical processes of the body. They know how the body works. They know what is best for the body. I watched this program where they said people who ate genetically modified food had more toxins in their blood and in their skin and so forth than people who ate organic food for a month. They had much lower levels of toxins and that chemicals, because these people spray the food with chemicals. The people who had genetically modified food had way higher chemicals and toxins in their bloodstream and skin than the people who ate organic food. So these people know what these things are doing to you, but they don't care, because at the end of the day, it's all about their plans. And this is why the devil's going to come down with great wrath, because even though a lot of stupid people are buying what these people are doing, a lot of people are actually waking up to this devil and realizing he's just a liar. All praises to the Most High, Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh Shai, double honors to the elders and apostles of JMS who rule well. Shalom to the elect.